So now we're on the question and answer session. So I just need question and questions. There's actually a question from someone sent a question already, and the question is for you. Where is the question? I think. Give me a minute. It's the management
I think
team.
I
Can
see it
someone
in
just?
the chat box.
Okay, yeah. So there's a question. I think the person said, how can we introduce sustainability? I'm not reading it. I'm paraphrasing. We're in a school where they teach us to paraphrase and to not plagiarize. So, how can we actually adopt sustainable initiatives for primary school children, students? How can we just tell them about sustainability from their very young age? How can we do that?
Okay, what I believe we can do is we can begin by fostering a culture of recycling, reuse, and reduce, right?
Hmm.
I remember there's this jingle. I remember it was something about reuse, reduce, and recycle. And it was encouraging children to not always throw stuff away. Simple things as simple as turning off the tap when you're not using it, putting off the lights when they're not in use, right? We can start at primary schools at those kind of elementary levels, right? And then as they climb up the educational ladder, they begin to understand the intricacies. Then they begin to understand greenhouse gases. They begin to understand the impact of greenhouse gases, greenhouse effects, right? So at primary school levels, what we can do is foster the culture of recycling, conservation, and sustainability. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I think you really, really did answer the question. So at primary school level, we should be able to. I was even thinking probably like a primary school cartoon or something. But I think that's something we
Exactly.
should actually look at. So sustainability management should actually look at producing an effective, even though it's not a whole syllable or anything, just something that
Mm-hmm.
maybe a video that we can share to schools, put on LinkedIn,
Yes.
just so that children can just watch it and just know, okay, turn off the tap or something. I don't know how it's
Exactly.
going to
You
work,
get it.
but then we'll look at it. So yes, thank you so much for that.
So,
Does anyone have a question? Okay, we see lots of hands. Okay. So we go with Mayowa. Mr. Mayowa, please can you start?
Thank you, Joy and Chidera, for a very wonderful presentation because to be honest, I didn't even know about the technology of like making use of plastic for bricks. So it's been really insightful for me. I think my first question goes to Chidera because I think this question came up when you were speaking. So this whole presentation was about sub-Saharan Africa. So my question is like Nigeria is like one of the richest oil countries in Africa. Like I know obviously like we have policies that needs to be put in place to like help transition like to renewable energy. But do you really think it's possible for Nigeria to transition to renewable energy?
Mhm. Yeah, that's actually a very good question because I think we did a module in class with regards to that question. I think I even asked it. So if my lecturer is looking at me now, he expects me to give a reasonable answer, but I don't know. Let's see. So because Nigeria is really dependent on fossil fuel and everything in between, we can actually transition to renewable energy, but the thing is, it just has to be much more gradual than normal. So basically, what is going to be is we're not going to impose it on people. We are going to start from solar energy because we have the potential for doing wind energy as well. We also have the potential for hydrogen, for no hydrogen, like the water energy. That's the what's it called? Sorry,
Hydropower.
Hydroelectric.
hydropower. Thank you. So we have that potential as well. So can we be a renewable energy country? Yes, we can. Is it going to be really fast? No, it's not. Because there's some things that are involved. Price, cost, for the how many people are enlightened to use it. The educate that's what we're talking about, the education, the cost, the availability, how common, how easy is it to get. So those are the things that are going to be in place. But can we transition? Yes, we can, but it's just going to be gradual. We have to make it affordable. We have to make it available, and we have to make people understand why they need to do it. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. So my second question goes to Joy. I think during your presentation, you first spoke about households like installing like solar panels, and you also spoke about microgrid. So my question is like, do you think like I know obviously like some people like in Africa, like we have like huge access to like solar radiation, and having solar panel helps like reduce like your monthly expenses and all that. But do you think like individual transition to renewable energy is beneficial to Nigeria as a whole, or we should look at it from more of like a holistic point of view?
Well, individual investments in solar panels, mini grids, that's like those are like baby steps to encouraging renewable energy in Nigeria, right? There are countries where these renewable energies are used on a large scale to electrify cities, right? But we're not there yet. Nigeria, we're not there yet. Even I'm sorry to say, but even using the fossil fuels, the government hasn't been able to meet societal demand, right? So at this point, it's literally everybody take care of yourself for now. So this is why every individuals installing solar panels and companies are actually working in rural areas. There's the Rural Electrification Agency, right? So they are starting small, starting at the smallest units of our society in the villages. Like in this village, we supply them mini grids, and they should be able to fund it, maybe like in communities where there are farmers and they would require electricity for maybe processing their, let me give the example of a community that's where they farm corn, right? When they farm the corn, they would want to dry it, to grind it so that they can use it to eat or to sell. These things would most likely require energy, either diesel machines or electric machines. Many grids can contribute to that. And then because the people are making money, they will be able to pay for these services, right? But on a large scale, Nigeria, we're not there yet. But hopefully, with the baby steps individuals are making, companies are making, the government will begin to understand that this is a very valuable niche, right? That can be invested in and can contribute to environment, can contribute to the society, because people will have more frequent electricity that is not causing pollution. And in the long run, it would even contribute to the economy. So that is my take on that question. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's actually 5 p.m. already, so we'll just solicit and beg for more time from our audience, please, because we still have some tiny things to finish for like maximum of 10 minutes. So we have another, okay, we have Mr. Tolu. So Mr. Tolu, please go ahead with your question, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to ask, as somebody who has done one or two projects in terms of trying to engage young people, what do you think are the low-hanging fruits that we can do on like a local community scale that will gain enough traction to push this conversation on sustainability? Because in my own opinion, it seems that most of the things that get distractions are like the projects that Kenyan woman did. It has to be tied with some kind of economic benefit, because I still don't see if we're that mature in terms of people going into sustainability just because they feel it's going to help the planet. If you even look at the NGO scene where we are trying to feed people and help people, it's not so huge in Africa, because there is so much need, there's so much want, there are little resources. And honestly, for me, the people don't really believe in it or don't really care about it. Maybe it's something, it has to do with living in poverty in that environment for so long that you get used to it. So the real question I have is that what are the low-hanging fruits? What are the projects do you think that we can do that will gain traction? And then do you see those projects as being tied to more of economic gain? That means they have to have some profitable content to the users for those kind of projects to gain traction.
Okay, can I answer?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so I believe what you're trying to say is like what are practical ways that will actually get these communities on board, right? With our fight for sustainability and climate change and environmental conservation. Because in the real sense, if we look at it, those in the village they would rather, instead of them maybe investing in using gas or electricity to cook as a more sustainable form of energy, they would rather just walk behind their house and pick some sticks and burn and and cook, because it pays them more. They don't have to pay for electricity or gas. But that's where awareness comes in. They need to understand how this affects them. Because of climate change, there is a decline in agricultural productivity. For it's affecting our water bodies. Some species are getting extinct, right? Because they cannot um, bear with the effects of climate change. So the point where we can get them on board would be is to start with really helping them understand this. Because honestly, if someone isn't comfortable enough, sustainability isn't really their problem. And we understand that in Africa, many families, many individuals are living below poverty level, right? But when they get to understand how all of these initiatives contribute in the long run, I believe eventually they would come on board and be more receptive of the products that these initiatives have to offer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joy, for that response. Because I actually think that's the same thing I would have said, just like letting them know the reason. But it looks like Mr. Tolusi has another question. So, Mr. Tolusi, go ahead. Let's hear. Hello.
Oh, sorry. I just need to lower my hand, but thank you for.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we have like 5 more minutes. So I was saying that there was going to be an opportunity that I would like to share. And let me just share my slides quickly so you can see this opportunity and everyone can sign up. Well, but there are just limitations to this particular opportunity because it's actually so if you know, the Cranfield University is actually hosting a program. Sorry, yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, that is it. So this is actually a program that the Cranfield University is hosting, and if you are able to join, for mostly this is actually for like students in the UK actually from this particular universities. So I just use this platform to like share it to them. So you can just click on the scan the barcode and you'll be able to like access it, sign up for the event, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you. So now, any last words, basically, Joy?
Okay, last words. Once again, I would like to appreciate Z Sustainability for the opportunity to be here. And thank you, Chidera, as well. I learned some things from your presentation. Thank you. And for all of us that are here, thank you for joining the webinar. From the questions, it was an opportunity to contribute to whatever questions people have on environmental sustainability and climate change. So thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joy, for coming on board. I want to say thank you to all the participants. I wish I can call everyone's name, but I really want to say thank you. I hope this was a productive webinar for you. But I have last words. So what are the last things I'm going to say about both climate change and youth empowerment? I feel like for you to be at the foot of for you to start the journey, for you to be at a step ahead of people that are not aware, the first thing you need to do is educate yourself. So take your time, start that course, take your time, study that report, IPCC report. There's so many reports on climate change. Educate yourself. I'm actually here because I took an online course. I keep telling people I just did one course, two courses, three courses, gained the passion, and that's why I'm here today on this platform as well. I actually had like a platform like this when I was in Nigeria. I feel like it would have been better for me, it would have given me more solid grounding. But what am I saying? Educate yourself, build your network, utilize your LinkedIn page, follow sustainability, follow platforms, people. There are a lot of people that are doing great things online. Build your network and follow them. Then join informative sessions like this. Just join us. Join us. Not just sustainability Z. It could be any other informative session. Just join. Make sure you gain the knowledge because you don't know where you're going to find yourself. You want to be educated. You want to be able to speak at that point when it's time. Also, I want to say also that you should reach out to your facilitators. So you have me, I just spoke, as well as Joy. You can reach out to all the Sustainability Z team members through Sustainability Z platforms on Instagram, LinkedIn. Reach out to us, tell us, okay, you're interested. We can tell you, okay, this is what you need to do. We can show you ways, pathways. If there are opportunities for you to maybe enlighten yourself, conferences, we take you there as well. We guys link you, and also start something in your community. You don't have to be like the greatest man yet. Just start something. There are so many SDG goals that you can key into. There is zero hunger, there is no poverty, there is good health, there is gender equality, climate actions. There are so many things you can key into. There are so many things you can start. Just small. You can be a leader in your own phase, just start small. And we come to the end of this informative session by Sustainability V. And I really want to say thank you to all our participants for joining. Some people joined, some people left. Thank you for the questions. The fact that we had questions mean that yes, people were paying attention. And like I said, Joy, that your slide we'll have to please ask you to please give us the permission to adopt it as one of our strategies, but it was really innovative. And yeah, please reach out to everyone on LinkedIn. We are all active on LinkedIn. All the facilitators are active on LinkedIn. And please, I beg you, grow your LinkedIn. Or you don't even have to grow it, just be active because there are lots and tons of opportunities there. So yeah, thank you so much. We've come to the end of this webinar. And I want to say thank you. Have a great day, have a good evening, and enjoy your Friday. Yeah.